Samanta Chakravalesu Atra Gachantu Devata Sandhamang Munirajas Sunantu Sagga Mokkadang Dhammasavana Kalo Ayang Badanta Dhammasavana Kalo Ayang Badanta Dhammasavana Kalo Ayang Badanta Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Nanyatra Bojjanga Tapasa Nanyatra Indriya Sangvara Nanyatra Sabba Ninsagga Sotting Passami Paninati. Dear friends in Dhamma, every Monday evening you are hearing Dhamma from using of social media such as YouTube channels and also our Facebook fan page, which means the Buddhism in the West. That's our pages that you can grasp a lot of Dhamma knowledge from using of our pages. So we are here in broadcasting, we are delivering our Dhamma knowledge from staying Ottawa Theravada Buddhist Monastery in Canada. So that is very pleasurable occasion to sharing Dhamma among you, among us. That is the one of the auspicious things according to the Lord Buddha's teachings. You know, in Mahamangala Sutta, the Lord Buddha said, Kalena Dhamma Sakacha, which means the discussion of suitable occasion is one of the auspicious thing that we can gain the lot of Dhamma knowledge from discussing with someone who are able to explain the facts of the Lord Buddha's teaching. That's the most important occasion to discuss Dhamma with them. And also the other thing is we have to practice Dhamma, we have to practice lawful Dhamma, that as we know, there is another beneficial thing that we can gain a lot of advantages from practicing Dhamma in our day-to-day life. That is what the Lord Buddha's ambition was. That's the one of the advice that the Lord Buddha promulgated for the all the Dhamma friends. So we have discussed about a lot of knowledge about Dhamma, such as Four Noble Truths, and also I have explained about the sutta called Loving Kindness Sutta, and also I have discussed about the one of the sutta called Mangala Sutta, and also some other Dhamma knowledges I have discussed uh, for you, for the easiness of you, so that you can listen, you can understand. If you have any questions about that, you can comment below to further inquiries, further acquisition of the knowledge of doctrine that the Lord Buddha said, the Lord Buddha explained for the all Dhamma friends who are interesting to follow this, the Lord doctrines. So today I want to explain about 7 factors of enlightenments. That is very important to understand. That is very important to know about. What is the 11 facts of enlightenments? What are the uses of them? And also we have to discuss how can we gain benefits from practicing those 7 factors of enlightenments. That's what very important acquisition of doctrine aspects for the well-beings of our life. That is what the benefits of living with doctrine. Dhammo have prakati dhammachari. Someone who are practicing this auspicious doctrine, those who are protecting by Dhamma always. That is what the Lord Buddha said in Pali, Dhammo have rakkati dhammachari. We can practice our Dhamma various ways, such as giving almsgiving. That means we are sharing the things, not only foods or not only physical things, not only stuffs. That is what another way we can share our knowledges, the knowledge about good things. That's the another way to practice Dhamma. That means dana. So the second one is sila. That is the most important thing that we have to practice in our day-to-day life to understand, to reduce our mental defilements throughout our life. Discipline, morality. That's practicing discipline, practicing morality, which means we are affiliating with moral things. That means we are practicing sila. That's most important things in accordance with the Lord Buddha's preaching. The third one that we can do, bhavana, which means meditation. The meditation is the most important things to do to reduce our mental negativities, such as stress, such as distress, such as especially depression. That is mostly spreading all over the world. Depression. A lot of youngers, a lot of adolescents are committing with suicides with their lack of knowledge of Dhamma. So there is the problematic thing in contemporary society in throughout world. So that caused by lack of emotions, lack of knowledge of the philosophy of Dhamma. That is the thing that we have to understand to reduce our mental negative thoughts. We have to practice doctrines. We have to understand Buddhist psychological uh, facts that helps to increase our mental happiness, mental well-beings, that we have to understand the practicing Dhamma is the most important things throughout our life. That is why we have to listen Dhamma. That is why we have to discuss about Dhamma. When it comes to Maha Moggallana Sutta, or there are other two suttas that I can explain, I can illustrate in this moment, the Maha Chundattera Bojjanga, and then the other sutta called Maha Kassapattera Bojjanga. There are three important suttas the Lord Buddha preached: Maha Kassapattera Bojjanga, Maha Chundattera Bojjanga, Maha Moggallanattera Bojjanga. Those three suttas elaborate, elucidating the most important 7 factors of enlightenments. Someone who are trying to get rid of all the mental negativities, all the mental defilements throughout their lifetime, that the person they have to practice these 7 factors for that. That's what I have chanted in beginning of my Dhamma sermon. I want to say again, Nanyatra Bojjanga Tapasa, which means without practicing of 7 factors of enlightenment or hermitage, or without practicing meditation, kind of meditation, or without practicing Dhamma. The second part I can explain, Nanyatra Indriya Sangvara, which means without controlling the 5 organs. That's the meaning of Nanyatra Indriya Sangvara. Nanyatra Sabba Nissagga, without practicing disciplines. Who can be able to live with well-being? Who can able to live with happiness? That is what the Lord Buddha promulgated to everyone to practice these 7 factors of enlightenments to understand the real happiness of life. So I will list all the 7 factors such a way. The first one is mindfulness. That is very famous topic, or that is very famous common word. Mindfulness is very famous throughout the world among all the Buddhists or all the non-Buddhist. So that is very common, or that is very popular word, mindfulness, which means the Lord Buddha always preached to, always advised to practice mindfulness. That's most important to live with peaceful mind, which means sati. There are 2 letters, sa and ti. There is big meaning of there's 2 words, there's 2 letters, giving very huge meaning for the human mind. So that is what goes to increase our mental positivity. That is the first one of 7 factors of enlightenment. The second one we can say investigation or observation, which means Dhamma Vichaya. So we can explain briefly in my Dhamma talk. The third one is energy or efforts. That means Virya. We are practicing to Dhamma with using of our full of efforts. That is the most important thing. Everybody cannot practice Dhamma, or no, everybody cannot achieve their goals. That is what the Lord Buddha said. Try to practice virya, try to practice energy, try to increase efforts. That is the one of the aspects which is leading to enlightenment. The third one, the fourth one is going to happiness, which means rapture. That is in Pali, I can say piti. So everybody like to live peaceful mind, live with laughing face, live with happy thoughts. Everybody like to enjoy. That is what the Lord Buddha said. Someone who wants to practice, someone who wants to live with happily, they have to reduce. There were 3 types of mental defilements. The first one called lobha, that means greediness, and then the second one called moha, which means hatred, and the third one called dosa, which means moha mean, I'm so sorry, the moha mean illusion. The third one, dosa mean hatred, greediness, and illusion. Lobha, dosa, moha. Those 3 types of mental defilements we have to get rid from our minds, because the getting rid of all the 3 types of mental defilements, we can increase our happiness to optimum level. Like example, if we want to add more colors to dresses, so we have to first wash our all clothes. We have to clothes which is involving with dirty. The dirty clothes cannot be added by new colors. That is why we have to wash, we have to clean all those dresses which is getting with dirty, and then we have to add another beautiful colors. That is what same process we have to involve with, we have to practice with using of new ideas, new positive thoughts to our mindset. That's what we have to understand, how important of involving with these 7 types of factors for the enlightenment. The next one going to be explained. So I'm just listing all 7 factors. The first, that's what I'm doing right now. Tranquility, passaddhi, which means tranquilizing our ideas. We can use another Pali word for that, upasamana, which means healing of our thoughts. That's what, the mind looks like city. The Lord Buddha symbolize our mind. The Lord Buddha said our mind looks like city. It is busy city, right? The vehicles are going all the way, and also the lot of bulbs are lighting, and also a lot of variety of peoples are going throughout city. That's how busy looks like every cities throughout the world. That is looks like inside of our mind. The lot of thoughts, the lot of intentions are rising to our mindset. That's what we have to awareness of our mental intentions. That's most important thing. The awareness of our mental intention is good to be understand what types of intentions are arising to our mindset. What are the types of negative thoughts arising to our mindset? What types of positive thoughts, energetic thoughts are arising to our mindset? That we have to understand all the way to live with mindfully. The next one is going to be explained concentration, samadhi. That's another word. It is most famous word. The famous word among Buddhists, samadhi. The concentration of our mindset. That is what the Lord Buddha said, explained in Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, the wheel of doctrine. So that sutta explain in the fourth noble truth, the Lord Buddha had elucidated there are 8 types of facts for the people who have to practice to understand, to gain, to achieve ultimate truth of Nibbana. So someone who are practicing these eightfold path, someone who are practicing or understanding this the eightfold path is the way how to be understood the ultimate truth of Nibbana. So the 7th one is Samma Samadhi. Samma Sati, Samma Samadhi. Sorry, the final one is the 8th one is Samma Samadhi. The right concentration is most important thing. If we want to practice the concentration for our mindset to get mental healing, to get mental well-being, to achieve our ultimate truth of happiness or Nibbana, we have to understand, we have to practice meditation to cultivate consciousness inside of our mind, especially breathing meditation, the Anapanasati Bhavana, which means taking breathe with practicing of mindfulness thoughts to achieve our ultimate, to achieve our ultimate truth of Nibbana. So that is that's what I want to explain. I wanted to say that concept is mostly famous among the Buddhists. So Samma Samadhi, which means right concentration. The final one is going to be explained Upekha, the equanimity. That's or that word also popular word, in 4 types of Brahma, the 4 types of aspects that the Lord Buddha said. There are 4 types of most common facts that persons, the people are practicing their life. Metta, Karuna, Mudita, Upekka, right? Those 4 types of facts, as a Buddhist, as a good person, as a positive thinker, they have to practice those 4 types of facts. The metta mean loving kindness, metta, karuna mean compassion, the mudita mean tranquility, the upekka mean equanimity. That's the upekka, that word included to those 4 types of facts. That's what I wanted to explain. That word is very common word. That's very famous word. That's what I want to explain in this time. Anyway, so these 7 types of factors we have to practice for the enlightenment, to understand ultimate truth of Nibbana. That's why we are calling these 7 types of factors in Pali Bojjanga. That is the 2 words, the combination of 2 words, Bojjanga. So which we can divide it to 2 parts. Bodhi, the first word is Bodhi, and then Anga. Those 2 words combining like Bojjanga, right? That's the final word of the combination of 2 words, Bodhi plus Anga and then Bojjanga. The meaning of those 2 words I can give separately. The first word is Bodhi, which means understanding. Anga mean facts. The understanding facts, which means factors for enlightenment. There are 7. Already I have said all those 7 factors for the well known of all the people who are trying to listen, trying to understand this Dhamma sermon today. 7 factors. When we are practicing meditation, when we are practicing any types of meditation, it would be loving kindness meditation, or it would be tranquility meditation, or it would be the breathing meditation, it would be insight meditation. When we are practicing those any types of meditation, we have to face a lot of mental troublesome thoughts. We have to face a lot of barriers. We have to face a lot of we have to face a lot of problematic occasions that we have to overcome all those problems if we want to proceed our meditation to achieve our goal. The Lord Buddha explained there are 5 types of mental illnesses. There are 5 types of barriers. There are 5 types of hindrances to be understood as a meditator. The first one is Kama Chanda, which means sensual pleasure. The second one is Vyapada, ill will. Kama Chanda, Vyapada, Tina Midda, torpor. And then Uddacha Kukkucha, which means proud. Kamachanda, Vyapada, Uddacha Kukkucha, Tina Midda, and also sloth. Right? Those 5 types of hindrances cause to be arised lot of problems. So when we are starting our meditation, there are a lot of mental negative thoughts are arising to our mindset. At that time, we have to be ready for the practice, the mindfulness thoughts at the moment of starting up our meditation. While doing our meditation, sometimes it would be arised some sort of the intentions called ill will, maybe vyapada. At that time, we have to apply those types of negative thoughts in this way. That's what how importance of using these 7 factors for the understand of each and every mental intentions throughout our lifetime. These 7 factors are tools. We can use as a tools, right? So that is what the importance of understanding these 7 factors to grasp a lot of knowledge. So we are using mindfulness to understand what types of intentions are arising to our mind each and every moment. And also the second one, the Dhamma Vichaya, which means investigation. We are using that fact for the investigate. Like example, when we are the intention called illusion, those types of intentions coming to our mind, and then we have to understand what is the cause of arising delusion intentions. And secondly, we have to think about how to reduce those types of negative illusion thoughts from our mind. What's the way? How can we get rid of all the delusion thoughts from our mind? What types of solutions that the Lord Buddha gave for us? We can use actually some types of the suttas, some types of methods of meditating methods that we can use to investigate, to find out way how to resolve those types of negative thoughts, to stop all the negative thoughts from our mindset. That's what investigation we can call Pariyasana, the great investigation of Dhamma. That's what we have to do. That's what we have to achieve to get rid of, all the mental defilements from our mindset. So, and also to practice mindfulness, to practice investigation of Dhamma, we have to be good, strengthened inside of our mind. Or without good energy, without good strength in our mindset, we cannot do anything. That's why the most important thing is the practicing, the application of effort for our life, that would be giving a lot of new experience, giving a lot of new energetics, giving a lot of beneficial for us, practice of virya. You know, without efforts, we cannot do anything else. We cannot study. We cannot find foods. We cannot do sports. Without effort, we cannot do businesses. We cannot do anything else in this world. That's why how important of practicing the fact called application of effort is to understand the real situation of inside of our intentions, such as negative thoughts, the torpor or slothful thoughts, or illusions, any types of mental negativities that we have to understand with using of virya, with using of effort. That's very important facts. That is very important thing the Lord Buddha promulgated for the especially monks. As a great philosopher in 6th century, the Lord Buddha explained these 7 factors to understand real truth of in the mental situation. That's one of the main responsibility of in this doctrine, to understand oneself, to understand mind by themselves. With using this doctrine, someone who are practicing Buddhism, someone who are practicing these 7 factors of enlightenment, that they would be able to understand their minds by themselves. That's important. That's very important thing to understand in this way, to get rid of all the mental negativities with using of these 7 types of bojjhanga. And then piti, which means rapture. The rapture is the another important concept for the human mind. You know, among all the beings, the human beings are the most important beings. They have the good quality of brain capacity. They have thinking capacity, right? They have good mind. So they can think more than other animals. The human beings are thinking various ways more than other animals. Sometimes people are worried. Sometimes people are upset. Sometimes people are disappointing. Why is that? The reason is not to be understood the mental coding system. The coding system is arising various types of intentions to their mind. We have to understand, we have to awareness of our mental intentions. Especially if we want to live with piti, which means rapture, happiness, we have to eradicate all the mental defilements in terms of using or practicing happiness in this Buddhism. The Lord Buddha explained there are a lot of things that we can do in our lifetime. You know, in very famous sutta called Mangala Sutta, the Lord Buddha said there are 38 types of auspicious things that you have to practice in your life to get more happiness. You have to help your parents. You have to help your relations. You have to respect someone who are suitable to others. Respectfulness. You have to offer alms giving. You have to listen Dhamma. You have to discuss doctrines. There are a lot of ways that we can practice to get happiness using of this great doctrine. The another way we can practice sila, which means morality. Ultimately, the most important thing is that we have to practice to gain more happiness, meditation. We have to do meditate at least 1 hour, at least 1.5 hours for a day, maybe for a week, that is enough. If you do not have time to practice meditation, you can practice half an hour for a week. That's great. Without not doing, not affiliating with, not practicing meditation. So someone who are practicing meditation to get rid all the mental negativities, the happiness is coming to their mind. We do not want to find out happiness. We do not want to uh, clear our mindset if we are practicing meditation to reduce all the defilements. That's the way how can understood what's the solutions for the uh, peaceful mind. The another word the Lord Buddha explained in this seven factors: tranquility, which means passaddhi, controlling, healing our thoughts. We have to face, there are three types of sensations. The first one is sukha, and then the second one is dukkha, and then third one is going to be sukha dukkha, or another way adukka masukha we can call. Sukha vedana, the sensation of intentions of happiness. Dukkha, suffering, which means sorrowful thoughts, sorrowful intentions. The third one is sukha dukkha. In that words are elaborating intentions about happiness and suffering. That is going to be illustrated about passaddhi, tranquility. We have to control our thoughts. If you cannot control your intentions, the next time you have to face very dangerous situation. The results would be harmful for your throughout life. Like example, one day, if you would able to go to prison, you can find out lot of experience that the person who are living in prison face to those types of harmful situation in their life without knowing how to control their intentions, that they had to kill another, or they had to act with harmful situation with another persons or another thing. They had to punished by their by not the not understanding of negative thoughts, not trying to control their mind ideas. That was the main problem. The simple knowledge, the knowing of simple good things would be given lot of benefits throughout our world, throughout our life. That's why these 7 types of mental positive intentions are increasing our, motivating our all mindset to optimum level, with using of mindfulness, with using of investigation, with using of efforts, with using of rapture, with using of tranquility, with using of concentration, with using of equanimity. Those 7 types of factors that we have to practice to understand mental defilements, to go righteous way, to end up our journey. If you want to go to New York, you have to get into right way. You have to get into right flight. You have to get into right train or bus or right path. If you couldn't find out right way how to go to New York, you have to face you are going to wrong way. That's why with using of these 7 types of facts, you are the people who are able to understand the real happiness of in this world. That's why how important of discussing these 7 factors of enlightenment for our life. Thank you so much for sharing today Dhamma sermon. All people who are interesting to listen Dhamma. So that's what I wanted to explain these 7 types of enlightenment factors in briefly for the well-beings of every human beings uh, who are suffering or who are interesting or who wanted to listen these 7 factors. I have explained in briefly in for nearly 1 hour. Actually, it is pleasure to preach those 7 factors for knowledge of everybody. I'm going to end up today Dhamma session. Anyway, if you have any questions, you can request. You can write down below comment sections for the further further to get further responses for you. There is very pleasure to give you all the responses for everybody. Thank you so much for listening Dhamma sermon. I'm going to end up today Dhamma session with sharing of all the merits with all heavenly beings. The all heavenly beings are blessing for your family members. May all the heavenly beings finally attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Akasattha ca bummattha deva naga mahiddhika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakkhantu loka sasanang. Thank you so much for listening Dhamma. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.